Okay, I call this meeting to order. This is a regular meeting of the Harperwood School Board of Education, October 17th, 2017, it's about 7:05 p.m. Please, everyone stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. Number 4 on the roll call, we have 6 members present, 1 that's not here, so we do have a quorum. Number 4, acceptance of meeting agenda. There's one thing I think should be changed on our agenda, which is 9.1, because I think we're supposed to be taking that one off. It's 9.1?
We should be changing the date.
Yeah. So we should take that one off as an action item for tonight?
Well, to amend, if it has to be taken off to amend it, yes, but if we can just amend it, I move to amend the date.
But we don't know when we're going to have our 2 people.
We didn't know what. So let's remove it.
So I need a motion to remove that item off of our agenda meeting.
Motion.
Support.
Okay, I need a roll call vote, please.
Kelly Morrison,
Yes.
Tanisha Yancey,
Yes.
Angela Fenderson, yes. Joan Menino,
Yes.
Tiana Spencer,
Yes.
Regina Williams.
Yes, motion to remove item 9.1 off of our agenda meeting for now is approved, 6-0. I need a acceptance of the amended meeting agenda.
Motion.
Support.
Okay, I heard the motion, support, I need a vote.
Tanisha Yancey.
Yes.
Joan Menino,
Yes.
Tiana Spencer,
Yes.
Kelly Morrison,
Yes.
Angela Fenderson, yes. Regina Williams.
Yes, motion passes to accept the...
Regina, if we were to read the proposal though, it does say, or as later determined. We were just actually saying that we wanted to have Wayne Risa here.
Okay, what
It says the
page is
Board of
that?
Education approves the scheduling of a board retreat to be hosted by Wayne Risa on dates and times agreed upon, 11/3 to 11/4, or as later determined.
Okay.
But we can just put it on next
But we
one.
can put on the next one, because we've already voted to remove it this time.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Do we have to vote for that, for the accepting the agenda?
You did.
Okay, we did. Okay, approval of consent agenda. And our consent agenda includes 5.1 minutes from previous meeting, 5.2 expenditure reports for September 1st through September 30th, 2017, personnel matters to include overnight extended travel for Shannon Rogers and several others to attend the Michigan Music Conference, and several other overnight extended travel. And it includes resignations and new hires and reassignments. So motion to approve the consent agenda.
Are we gonna talk about the cost associated with the marching band anywhere else, or? Yes, no?
For-
Believe so?
In what,
5.3.
what are you looking to talk about?
To know how much it's going to cost for them to go, or maybe a little bit about it, or who's going, or is there anything?
So I was going to speak upon it in terms of the report of the superintendent, in terms of the importance of it. I can touch on the actual expense of it and how those funds will be repaid in reference to the band. Yep.
Perfect, thank you.
And you should have all the details in your packet on the left-hand side.
It's in the front left cover.
I just see what it is, I don't see any details.
Okay.
Right. We're just saying.
Talk about Alabama A&M University Magic City Classic Parade.
Did you see it before?
So, Mr. Superintendent, do you want to expound upon it?
Well, I was going to expound upon it during the report of the superintendent. I can go now.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure it was somewhere else on here.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so any further questions before we vote? Okay, so I need a, I need to hear the motion.
Motion.
Support.
Okay, I heard the motion, support, so time to vote on approving the consent agenda.
Tiana Spencer.
Yes.
Joan Menino.
Yes.
Angela Fenderson, yes. Janisha Yancey.
Yes.
Kelly Morrison.
Yes.
Regina Williams.
Yes. Approval of consent agenda, 6-0. That moves us into 6.0, which is correspondence. Are there any correspondence?
No, there's no correspondence at this time.
Okay, thank you very much. So that brings us to 7, which is district recognition for the 7.1 cardiac response team, Heath Fibber.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a couple of year journey for me as, you know, kind of the school safety coordinator. One of the things I came across in my studies as I was working to go ahead and make sure that our schools were safe was this Michigan Heart Safe School designation. At the time, just over 200 schools, just school buildings, 200 schools had received that designation, and I kind of made it a mission that we go ahead and do that here at the Harperwood Secondary School. To become a Michigan Heart Safe School, you have to have a written cardiac emergency response plan, a cardiac emergency response team. You have to drill. We did our drill in coordination with William Beaumont Hospital, where they went ahead in time to see how long it would take for our responders to get to the place and to go ahead and actually, you know, use one of our AED devices on a dummy to go ahead and make it happen. We passed all of those tests with flying colors, and I'm proud to say that Harperwood Secondary School is now one of 369 schools in the state of Michigan to achieve such designation. So I was able to attend the awards ceremony last Thursday afternoon in Lansing, Michigan, where they gave us this banner. Dr. Richardson, can you help me out here really quick? And so I need to work with Mr. McGee to see exactly where we're going to want to hang this fantastic banner, but the designation lasts for 3 years. And again, it's a testimony to, you know, not only the hard work of our staff, our coaches, our athletic administration, our paraprofessionals, all the way down. It truly is a team effort, and it's definitely something that, you know, I've been working for. I've been saying for a year I want my banner, and now I have it in my hands. And so it's my pleasure to go ahead and bring it to you guys today to go ahead and show it off. And I can't wait to show it off somewhere out in our Commons area, so everyone who comes to visit will know that this is a place that if heaven forbid such an emergency were to take place, we've got trained personnel ready to go ahead and respond at a moment's notice. So
Very good.
Thank you.
thank you.
Good job.
I see Ms. Long in the back. She would definitely be a person to thank in that respect to. A lot of work Ms. Long has done with our coaching staff and stuff like that. So Ms. Long, thank you for your help in this. I really do appreciate it. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, that brings us to 8, which is public participation concerning the action items. Any public participation? Okay, so moving on to 9 point, now it's going to be, first item will be staffing update. The reassignment of Sean Harville, Dean of Students.
I'll speak on that.
Okay.
We had an opportunity to speak during the workshop and to speak upon the best practices and past practices that Mr. Harville has committed to the district in the number of years that he's been with the district, that we advocate for him to become the Dean of Students, separating the duties from that of Mr. Miller, our athletic director. He will be in charge of culture and climate, as well as conflict resolution, supporting anger management, and de-escalating situations, as well as communicating with parents and staff alike in his current position. So I truly recommend that this is an action item that we move upon it.
Okay. Are there any further questions?
And you decided to make this, well, is it a promotion, first of all? Or is it a shift? It's a promotion, correct?
Yes.
And so, and your decision to make him dean of students was based on his experience with the school and with the students?
Correct, and the fact that he's primarily doing the job already,
Okay.
and that he's here throughout the course of the day and will be here in the evening time in another capacity. I know in this position that you have to have what we call common touch, that you should be able to communicate with students as well as parents and staff to be able to close that gap to de-escalate situations real quickly. And he's shown a propensity of that prior to me coming as superintendent. So this is a recommendation that I wholeheartedly support.
As do I.
I agree.
Absolutely.
And he's already the Associate Dean of Students, right?
Correct.
Okay. Any further questions or concerns? Okay. Then I need a motion.
Motion.
Support.
Okay, so the recommended motion reads that the Board of Education approves the reassignment of Sean Harville from parent champion to full-time Dean of Students, which include the hourly rate increase from $14 per hour to $17.40 per hour. I heard the motion and support. Can I have a vote?
Yes. Angela Fenderson, yes. Kelly Morrison.
Yes.
Tiana Spencer.
Yes.
John Menino.
Yes.
Tanisha Yancey.
Yes.
Regina Williams.
Yes, motion passes 6-0. Mr. Harville is now our full-time Dean of Students.
And we'll do a fantastic job.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Okay, next, that brings us to action item concerning Sharanda Collier battle about salary step correction.
Okay, I'll take this one. I'd like you guys to reference the sheet that I passed out before the meeting. As I mentioned earlier, since we're talking about a specific employee, if you guys have any specific questions further than what I'm saying, we're going to have to go into closed session. So hopefully I explain it well enough that we don't have to do that. I've laid out for you Mrs. Battle's hire date, as long as some of her cohorts, the same information. I'm specifically starting off referencing the middle column that says original administrative salary. You'll compare those to the two, particularly the salary 2 levels below. When Mrs. Battle was hired, there was an agreement made that the district, if the high school was off of the priority list, which it was on at that time, that arrangements would be made to adjust her salary to the appropriate level. The high school did come off of the priority list, and realistically, this action should have been taken toward the end of the year, but the previous superintendent deferred that to the new superintendent, which is the only reason why we're doing it right now. So if you look at the right-hand 2 columns, you'll see what their current salary is, again, in comparison to some of her cohorts. So we're recommending that the salary step increase go from 3.5 to a 5.0 step, which is roughly about a $4,800 raise, which will put Mrs. Battle in the place where she should have been had she been hired at the appropriate step to start with.
Okay.
Do you need a motion to do this?
This would be back to Mrs.
Are there
Williams.
any questions?
No.
No.
Okay, and Mrs. Battle has been with us for a couple of years now, and so I do believe that she's doing very well for ratings and so forth. And as he say, our high school has came off of the priority list, so we have moved up in our rankings.
I mean, it was obviously a team effort, but clearly under her leadership.
Exactly. Okay, so any further questions? Okay, then I need a motion.
Motion.
Support.
Okay, I heard the motion and support. So the recommended motion reads that the Board of Education approves the salary step increase for Sharanda Battle. Gotta get used to saying that. Congratulations to you. Rationale, at the time of hire, an agreement was made between Mrs. Battle and the former superintendent that she would receive the appropriate step salary increase contingent on the high school coming off priority school list. May I have a vote?
Yes. Kelly Morrison,
Yes.
Tiana Spencer,
Yes.
John Menino,
Yes.
Tanisha Yancey,
Yes.
Angela Fenderson, yes. Regina Williams.
Yes, motion passes 6-0. Congratulations, Ms. Battle.
And much like Mr. Harrell's promotion, well deserved.
Yes. Yes. Thank you for being a great leader. My pleasure.
That brings us to paraprofessional hourly rate increase.
I'll take this one also. Over the course of since the end of the school year through now, we've actually lost 6 paraprofessionals, and we're right now, pending your approval here, possibly going to lose 2 other, and is literally strictly because of our hourly wage rate. And this is both on the regular classroom paraprofessionals and the follow that kid level. So Mrs. Wibicki, the head of special ed, did do a survey of the districts in the area, and our rate, which, as you can see on the page 148, they start at $10.04, and to put that in perspective, our lunch ladies make $10.78. So having said that, the rate that we're proposing, the $13, realistically, kind of puts us in the middle. There are some districts that offer their parapros benefits and everything, and I don't believe we're at that position yet. But at the same time, we certainly want to be competitive. They are slowly becoming on the endangered species list, much like bus drivers and some of the other professionals. I know that's not the right term, but you guys know what I mean. So we are recommending that, promoting all of the paraprofessionals at $13 an hour. They were going to be getting the quarter raise, which we'll talk about in the next motion anyways. So this puts them at a more competitive rate, kind of like I said earlier, kind of right in the range, in the middle of the districts right around us, so. And
So it's the IPs and the paras, right?
yes, yes.
And IPs are what? What are IPs again?
It's follow
Independent-
the kids,
yes,
the kids that
independent
are
paras.
on, what are the name of them? Yeah, the independent, the aides that follow the kids around that need the special attention.
And what's their
Like on the
title?
IEPs and stuff, the kids that are like on the IEP.
What's
Exactly.
their title? IEP stands for the public.
Oh, independent parapro.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Just for the public.
Yeah, it's like just a pair.
Yeah, I know what they are, but just for the public.
And again, obviously, by law, we have to have a certain amount of parapros in the special ed classroom. We also have to have the appropriately qualified person for the follow that kid role. And again, these positions are becoming harder and harder to fill. And between Mr. McGee, Mrs. Wibicki, and myself, we feel that the $13 an hour should put us in a pretty solid shape to compensate the staff, to maintain the staff that we have, and to draw in other people.
And those individuals have a great responsibility in supporting the efforts of classroom teachers as well as building level leaders. The independent parapros are pretty much assigned to students based on their need, and they support them within the classroom, push in and pull out, as well as behavior modifications and things of that nature that they can support with immediately versus that of it being a drawn-out process or taking away from the educational environment, so that they are very much needed.
Definitely.
Are there any further questions?
No.
Okay, then I need a motion.
Motion.
Support.
Okay, I heard the motion, support. The recommended motion reads that the Board of Education approves the rate increase of the district's paraprofessionals/IPs to $13 per hour. The rationale is that the district has lost 4 IPs with the possibility of more due to the low hourly rate of $10.04 and going to higher paying positions. It was surveyed among other districts, and it was found that Harvard Woods School District was paying a very low wage, did not include benefits. Okay, I heard the motion and support. May we have the vote?
Yes, Tanisha Yancey.
Yes.
John Menino.
Yes.
Tiana Spencer.
Yes.
Kelly Morrison.
Yes.
Angela Fenderson, yes. Regina Williams.
Yes, motion passes 6-0. Next action item is the non-affiliate hourly rate increase.
Yeah, this is the last time I'm going to spend more of our money. But this was in the budget already, so this is not anything new. This is just formal approval. It is part of the all of the union contracts that they were to get the non-teaching contracts, they were going to get a quarter an hour raise should the fund balance as of the end of the audit be at the 12% or higher. And obviously, you guys know we're considerably above the 12%. So this is just formalizing the previously approved budget to put this in place, and we will retro this back to the beginning of the year, and all the non-staff, with the exception of the superintendent and the parapros, who you guys just gave the previous increase to, will get the quarter an hour raise.
Okay. Any questions? Okay, so what was our fund balance roughly?
It was almost 19%.
Almost 19%. And according to other school districts, that's a very nice fund balance.
Like I say every time, most school districts would be ecstatic to be even close to that number.
I think the average number is about 7.5
Yes.
and lower.
That's what I do.
So we're doing exceptionally well.
So I need a motion.
Motion.
Support.
Heard the motion to support. The recommended motion reads that the Board of Education approves a scheduled wage increase of 25 cents for all non-affiliated staff per the completion and findings of the 16/17 financial audit, not to include the superintendent and paraprofessionals' IPs. May we have a vote?
Yes. Tanisha Yancey,
Yes.
Kelly Morrison,
Yes.
Tiana Spencer,
Yes.
John Menino,
Yes.
Angela Fenderson, yes, Regina Williams.
Yes. Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you very much, ladies.
Welcome. That brings us to board items. 10.1, subcommittee reports. Are there any subcommittee reports? Okay, hearing none. Moving on to 11, which is reports of the superintendent.
I would like to speak upon the field trip for the MMP, the Mighty Marching Band, the Pioneers. We have our band director here, Mr. Conway. He will speak upon it also, but our students have been invited to attend the 76th Annual Magic City Classic in Birmingham, Alabama. We received a letter probably a week and a half to 2 weeks ago. We had prior discussions. It would be a great experience for our students to attend. They will have an opportunity to visit Miles University, as well as to be in the company of Alabama A&M, as well as Alabama State's band during the game itself, to meet the band directors probably of 3 different institutions. Those students, in speaking to one particular band director, they will have an opportunity to garner scholarships within this field trip. So it would be a great opportunity for our students. I remember going into the band room initially at the beginning of the school year, we probably had 7 or 8 students in there. Now I believe it's closer to about 43 or 45, and they're growing. And just to know that beyond the fact that they're growing in number, but they're growing in skill. And first I was hearing mumbling. Now I know exactly what they're playing. So at this time, I just want to turn it over to our band director, Mr. Conway.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the board. Thank you for having me today. As Mr. and Superintendent McGee has just spoke, we were invited down by the Alabama A&M marching program to experience this event. I think it will be a tremendous and awesome opportunity for our students to go have an opportunity to see not 1, not 2, but 3 different band programs. I always talk to my students about scholarships and things of that nature. So now they'll have an opportunity to see it firsthand and hear from the directors at those 3 institutions. We have a trip planned, we have itinerary and full package that was turned into the board office. It was approved by Principal Battle. Next step was to go to the district level. I hope we crossed all our T's and dotted all our I's. The parents are on board. The students are extremely excited. We have our big debut performance on homecoming this Friday, so please come out and see us. We're basically making a complete paradigm shift from where the program was to where the vision will possibly be going now. We're going from more of a core style program to more of a HBU style, high step style. I think everyone will be excited. We've had the opportunity to march through the neighborhood a couple of times, and the community has really embraced the change. I had a gentleman actually come out and say he graduated in '82 from Harper Woods, and he had never seen the band march through the neighborhood. So I said, get used to it. You know, we're going to be something different now. Not only will the students have a chance to tour Miles College, they will have a chance to speak to admissions advisors, find out about financial aid, things of that nature. They will enjoy lunch on campus, so they'll get a chance to see the whole atmosphere of the college atmosphere. It's just going to be a tremendous opportunity, and I hope that you all give us the opportunity to go.
Wait till you guys hear them, you're going to be really impressed. They're pretty damn good.
We also will be visiting the Birmingham Civil Rights Museum. We'll also be visiting a museum park. It's called Vulcan Park, where it talks about the electricity system and how they built that in the city of Birmingham. And it was a really innovative thing that happened in that part of the South during that time. So it's going to be not only enlightening for students as far as musically, they'll also get an opportunity to see different social actions and civil rights things and things of that nature too. So it's going to be a completely eye-opening experience.
So previously, we spoke, wanted to speak upon the finances of it. The trip itself was a total of about $8,800. Monies will be paid by the district, but we've discussed it that monies will also be paid back from the band's fundraising activities as they progress and grow. And the money's important, but the experience is much greater. So I'm encouraging the board to,
I have a question.
yes.
So, will the band be performing at the 76th Annual Magic City Classic?
No, ma'am, we will not be performing. We will have the opportunity to be in, I guess, close arms with the Alabama A&M program. So we'll have the experience of sitting with them because the event is just for the two colleges. It's a bowl game. So those two schools will be playing against each other.
So this letter actually says that you, unless I'm reading it wrong, recommendation for you and the Harper Woods band to perform in the 76th Annual Magic City Classic Parade. Is that?
Well, the wording should, I'm not sure.
Just invited to.
Yeah, it should be invited to.
Okay.
To join in watching them perform.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And of the, I don't know how many band members from the 8 to 45, of the 45, are all of the band members attending?
Not all. A large majority will, though, but not all. I think we kind of ran into homecoming being the week before, and the young ladies wanted to get their hair did and all that kind of stuff. So we won't have total support.
I mean, it was their option not to go.
No, ma'am. Everyone was invited.
Okay.
Everyone was invited.
Okay.
No one was excluded.
Okay.
But due to financial circumstances for some students, they opted not to.
Got it.
Although I am encouraging. Mr. Superintendent McGee has attended quite a few of our band parent meetings, so he's encouraged them as well.
Okay.
So I think that some may swing our way, but that was just an opportunity at that point.
I don't have any more questions.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
As well, I just wanted the board to be aware that tomorrow is curriculum night. And during that, and it's on your agenda that you received in email last week, but it's also, there's a paper copy, third copy, that we'll be speaking upon from a district level about the MyExcel blueprint, which we spoke about during my interview process. That it has been completely redefined, and it has the DNA print of Harper Woods. And the building level leaders, as well as instructors, will be introducing probably a 3 to 5 minute presentation on it, as well as we're going to speak upon the exemplary classroom. The exemplary classroom will be presented by an instructor, and I will touch on the M6, which focuses on the academic clusters in which instruction flows. So that'll be a part of probably about a 15-minute presentation tomorrow evening during the curriculum night. And the last thing, on Thursday, 10/19, we will be having a comedy show as well as a jazz session for parents and adults. It's on that agenda also, from 7 until 9. So I'm encouraging the board to come out, bless you, as well as many parents as possible to support the endeavors during the course of that weekend, that evening. That's it.
Thank you very much, Mr. McGee. Okay, that brings us to 12, which is public participation. Any public participation? Okay, 13, which is matters of interest to board members.
I have a couple. I just wanted to say that a couple of times I pulled up to the school and I've seen you outside, like with your instrument in your hand, practicing with the kids. So, like, I really appreciate that, and I just wanted to thank you. I just wanted to remind everybody that homecoming is on Friday, and if people could come, because there's always this one really loud mom in the stands that yells at the coaches and the kids, and they probably need some better support than this one loud mom who doesn't always say the nicest things. So if everyone could just come out, support the kids, it would be great. They really do appreciate it, and they really like, the more people in the stands, the better. And they could use some morale boosting right now.
Who are we playing?
E-course?
E-course. Okay, very good.
It starts at 7, and then the parade starts at 5:30 down at Beacon. And if you've never come before, it's fun. Usually we march at some point in the parade if you can come. And it's all the kids and the band usually. I don't know who's in it this year, but it's always a fun thing.
Yes, they will be.
And the band will be there, and usually the cheerleaders are there, and it's a fun event. So if you can, definitely, please come out.
Any more matters of interest to the board members?
I have one thing I want to say. I attended the parent meeting on yesterday, and I must say it was a little disappointing as a parent in the district to see the lack of parents there, I guess I would say. So I guess I just wanted to bring it to everyone's attention that maybe us as the board, as the leaders in this district, to maybe communicate that to other parents, other staff members as well, because I feel like I need to do my due diligence, because I know parents that were not there that do have kids in the district, and as a board member and a parent in the district, it was just like really disappointing for the lack of parent participation, which also leads us to why we do need that parent engagement specialist maybe to help drive that message home. It was a lot of good information, stuff that maybe some staff and parents maybe needed to hear that was not there. So I know there will be a second meeting, I believe it's November 20th. So I would just maybe say staff, board, parents, please try to make it your due diligence to spread the word and try to attend.
Okay. Any other members of the board?
I also attended the parent meeting last night, and it was disappointing for the lack of parent participation, but more importantly, the concerns that we received throughout the district, that I received anyway, regarding the 180 program that has been recently administered. The lack of teachers who were there who had concerns about this program, who had concerns about the Dr. Johnson who was administering the program, none of them showed up to ask the questions, to at least be introduced to him, to hear his presentation. I thought it was an awesome presentation. I think it's something that the school needs, just to, kind of focus a little bit more on turning the behaviors around in the school. So I do want to just say, I commend them for even putting on the presentation, but the lack of support and the lack of participation, even from the staff, was pretty disappointing.
Okay. Any more concerns or anything from the board? Okay, I just have a few. One, I want to say congratulations to Mr. Richardson, who will now be our new Director of Curriculum, Academics, and Professional Learning. So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Welcome. And MASB, which is the Michigan Association of School Boards, they are having a conference in November. I know at least two of us who will be attending. There's still room to attend if anybody can make it. and take some courses, and there's lots of different training and different things that they're going to be doing up there. So if you are available during that weekend, please attend. It's very good training. And homecoming parade, just as she said, our homecoming parade will be Friday, 5:30 to 6:30, starting from Beacon, and we'll be marching up to, all the way up to the high school. So I look forward to seeing everyone here at the homecoming parade, everyone who can make it. I'm not sure what the weather is, but I think it's supposed to be a little bit warmer that day than what it is right now, so it should be pretty nice weather. And that's all I have. Okay, therefore, time I believe is now 7:40, meeting adjourned.